My great-grandmother, Margaret McNeil Ballard, recorded in her journal a pioneer experience of sacrifice that occurred when she was between 9 and 11 years of age. She wrote, "After landing, we planned to go west to Utah with the Martin and Willie Handcart companies, but Elder Franklin D. Richards counseled my father not to go with them. Afterwards, we were very thankful because of the great suffering, privation, and cold weather to which these people were subjected. There were many of the company who were frozen that year on their journey. The company we were assigned to had gone on ahead, and as my mother was anxious for me to go with them, she strapped my little brother James on my back with a shawl. He was only 4 years old and still quite sick with the measles. But I took him, since my mother had all she could do to care for the other children. I hurried and caught up with the company, traveling with them all day. That night, a kind lady helped me take my brother off my back. I sat up and held him on my lap with the shawl wrapped around him, alone all night. He was a little better in the morning. The people in the camp were very good to us and gave us a little fried bacon and some bread for breakfast. We traveled this way for about a week before my brother and I were united with our family again. This brief episode in great-grandmother's life teaches me that our pioneer ancestors gave everything, even their lives, for their faith, for the building of the kingdom of God when the church was in its infancy. It teaches also that they helped, nourished, and strengthened each other in their extremity and shared unstintingly. Their material means such as food, clothing, and shelter were meager, but their love for one another and their devotion to their Lord and to the gospel were boundless. Our commitment to the kingdom should match that of our faithful ancestors, even though our sacrifices are different. They were driven from comfortable homes and compelled to journey 1,000 miles by ox-drawn wagon and handcart to reestablish their families, homes, and church in safety. Our sacrifices may be more subtle, but no less demanding. Instead of physical deprivation and hardship, we face the challenge of remaining true and faithful to gospel principles amidst such evil and destructive forces as dishonesty, corruption, drug and alcohol misuse, and disease often caused by sexual promiscuity. Also, we find ourselves in combat daily with immorality in all of its many forms. Pornography and violence often portrayed in insidious television shows. Movies and videos are running rampant. Hate and envy, greed and selfishness are all about us, and families are disintegrating at an ever-increasing pace. In the midst of all of this, my brothers and sisters, we must never forget the source of our abundant blessing.